Ad hominem fallacy, attacking the person instead of their argument. Straw man fallacy, misrepresenting someone's position to make it easier to attack. False dilemma, also known as the black-and-white fallacy, pretending only two options exist when there are more. Appeal to emotion, using feelings instead of facts to prove a point. Appeal to authority, claiming something is true just because an expert says so. Appeal to popularity, also known as the bandwagon fallacy, saying something is right because a lot of people believe it. False cause, also known as post hoc ergo propter hoc, assuming one thing caused another just because it happened first. Slippery slope fallacy, claiming one small action will definitely lead to a big extreme outcome. Circular reasoning, arguing in a loop, using the conclusion as the reason. No true Scotsman fallacy, changing the definition of a group to exclude counterexamples. Cherry picking, only using data that supports your argument while ignoring the rest. Loaded question, a question that assumes something so the answer is always biased. Hasty generalization, making a broad claim based on little evidence. Anecdotal fallacy, using personal stories instead of actual data. Red herring fallacy, distracting from the real issue by changing the subject. Appeal to ignorance, arguing something is true just because it hasn't been proven false. Special pleading, making exceptions for yourself without a good reason. Appeal to nature, assuming natural means good and unnatural means bad. Middle ground fallacy, saying the truth is always between two extremes, even when it's not. Burden of proof fallacy, saying your claim is true unless someone else can prove it's false. Two wrongs make a right, justifying bad behavior by pointing out someone else did it too. Composition fallacy, assuming that if one part of something is true, the whole thing must be. Division fallacy, assuming that if the whole is true, then every part must be too. Texas sharpshooter fallacy, finding patterns in data to fit a conclusion. Sunk cost fallacy, sticking with something bad just because you've already invested in it. Suppressed correlative, redefining a term so an alternative choice disappears. False equivalence, claiming two things are the same when they aren't. Begging the question, using the conclusion as a premise instead of proving it. Ecological fallacy, assuming that what's true for a group is true for every individual in it. Affirming the consequent, flipping a if A then B statement and assuming B means A must be true. Denying the antecedent, assuming that if A is false, then B must be false too. Genetic fallacy, judging an argument based on where it came from, not its content. Definite fallacy, redefining a word to make your argument easier to defend. Ambiguity fallacy, using a word in multiple ways to confuse the argument. Appeal to tradition, arguing something should continue just because it's always been done. Thought-terminating cliché, using a common phrase to shut down debate instead of proving a point. Historian's fallacy, judging past decisions as if people back then had today's knowledge. Inflation of conflict, overstating disagreements in a field to dismiss an argument. Retrospective determinism, claiming something was bound to happen just because it did. False balance, treating both sides as equally valid when one is clearly false. Continuum fallacy, arguing two things aren't different just because the change between them is gradual. Quoting out of context, taking a statement out of its original meaning to mislead. Etymological fallacy, saying a word's original meaning is its only true meaning. Faulty analogy, assuming that because two things are alike in one way, they must be alike in all ways. Ludic fallacy, confusing controlled risk, like in a game, with real-life uncertainty. Reification fallacy, treating an abstract idea as if it were a physical thing. Chronological snobbery, assuming newer ideas are always better than old ones. Nirvana fallacy, rejecting a practical solution because it's not perfect. Psychologist fallacy, believing your own perspective represents objective reality. Circumstantial ad hominem, dismissing someone's argument based on their background or motives. Proof by assertion, repeating a claim over and over until people accept it. Vacuous truth, a statement that's technically true but meaningless. Fallacy of the single cause, Blaming one thing for an outcome when multiple factors are involved. Appeal to the stone, dismissing an argument as absurd without explaining why. Ignoratio elenchi, also known as missing the point. Making an argument that doesn't actually address the issue.